Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to have a video. This is a paid request for Edward. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for South Park Season 20, Episode 8, which... Now, for those who've been following my South Park reviews, again, thanks to Edward and his very, very generous request. Thank you so much, man. You know what I probably would go to say, but for those who didn't, Season 20, that's when South Park was really into the whole continuity thing, where one season would be a full story from beginning to end. And this is also the same year of the elections. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. People didn't think Donald Trump would win, but he did win. So they're building up the story with Kyle's dad being a troll called Stink Hunt. Dealing with these other trolls after trolling the schools, the boys versus the girls. Butters is standing up for the boys, and the boys are rallying up, while the girls before that had rallied for themselves against the boys. Cartman is with this girl named Heidi, where he says she's smart and funny, but now he's worried about... I already forgot where the country is, Denmark or whatever, that'll deal with the trolls or release all the internet history. If it's found out that he said Girls Wars 2016 women aren't funny, then Heidi will break up with him. You have these member berries. These berries that go, remember this? Remember Jar Jar? Remember Tauntauns? Remember Star Wars? Remember Han shooting Greedo? And Mr. Garrison is running for presidency. All that jazz. Well, the South Park guys thought Hillary Clinton would win, and they were going to go in one direction. This went... Because Donald Trump won, they had to go and change things up, and you feel it the most in this episode. The previous episode, you felt it a little bit. Here, it was a cluster fuck. Because if you're watching the other episodes, you go, why is this happening? And why is this happening? And why is this happening? Because before, Mr. Garrison had been telling people, don't vote for me. Don't vote for me. I don't know what I'm doing. Now instead, he's pretty much Darth Vader. He's literally in the place Darth Vader was. What was in Empire Strikes Back? When he's sitting in the thing and the helmet goes onto his head. Only in this case is the wig, Trump's hair. Wig going on Mr. Garrison's head. And now he's gung-ho about being president and getting rid of the immigration people and all that stuff. So all that stuff about him, I wouldn't be a good president, that's out the window. Why he changed his mind so much? No explanation. Cartman and Heidi, they wanted to leave Earth and go to Mars. But then they get there and they get a tour from Elon Musk. And they're just showing a couple things and they're going to Mars. But now Butters is there. And Butters says, I saw the light. And actually, I'm with you guys now. How did he see the light? Where they came from? I don't know. As if it was pulled out of their ass. And now Butters is saying stuff that Cartman would say, but Butters being legitimate. And so you see that Heidi's kind of laughing at what Butters is saying, and Cartman's getting more mad, which is probably the only chuckle I got out of it, because I like the stuff between Butters and Cartman. Especially like when Butter seems like he's getting the win over Cartman. Because I love the Butters character. But for a kid that was gun ho about showing his penis and his Twinkie and say boys rule, and now all of a sudden he has a change of heart for no explanation, just out of the blue. Mr. Garrison now has a change of out, no explanation, out of the blue. And for this Trey Parker Matt Stone working in continuity, they don't really do stuff like that. At least not in an ongoing story. Or they give like a reason for it. Like A, B to B to C. They didn't really do that here. And now the member berries, they want to take over the White House, and they do. And now there's a member bearer that looks like trying to be a Marlon Brando Godfather. And then they're in the White House singing Africa song. And like, okay, I thought the whole point was that they were going to control people. Now they're not controlling people. They're just going to go into the White House themselves and hop around singing Africa. But the whole point is that, oh no, they don't control us. I guess control us to vote. But you think you would just keep controlling them, right? Apparently not. And it felt like not much really happened. Just Mr. Garrison being a dick as a president, telling PC principal, I have this problem where your penis gets really dry. The only way to fix this with saliva. Which is kind of a funny way of saying, suck my dick. But again, like Mr. Garrison's change and his character. Hillary Clinton, like they brought her up in a previous episode, but now she's nowhere to be found here. Same with Bill Clinton. I think the previous episodes, like, wasn't like Bill Clinton's like, oh, Hillary Clinton's going to do some stuff. They didn't mention her one iota in this whole episode. Maybe in the next one. But you fear there'd be some mention of her in this episode. Randy, Kyle's dad, and the trolls are still trapped. But he's able to talk to his son Ike and tell him to write these things in troll. And the mom comes in thinking Ike is doing it. Kyle's little brother. But then Kyle realizes what's going on. He's horrified. So it ends with you thinking, okay, Kyle knows that it's his dad, who's this big troll that's ruined everything. Or ruined a lot of stuff. I'm like, that's a lot of time to just get to that one point. I paused because that was started raining. Apparently God feels the same way. Even God's crying. What the fuck is this shit? It just seemed like a clusterfuck. It seemed like, what the hell's going on? What happened was their story got completely destroyed because they thought Hillary Clinton was going to win the presidency. So now we gotta fit Mr. Garrison in here. And him winning. And now we can't really have Hillary Clinton too much in the plot. We gotta have her a little bit, but not too much, because the whole point was it was going to be like Bill Clinton was going to be instead of the first wife, the first husband, and all this other stuff. But then it's like, well, why would they care? Because they're not elected anyway. So, I mean, why would they really care a whole lot about it? So just like Butters all of a sudden changing his mind. Mr. Garrison all of a sudden changes his mind. Elon Musk We gotta go to Mars, but then no, actually, I don't have the technology to go to Mars. Which made that theme mostly pointless, other than Butters getting some laughs out of Heidi and Carmen being mad. Which again is probably the only thing I liked in this episode. The member berries, they were controlling people, which they could still do, but now they're just going to bounce into the White House and they seen Africa, because in the previous episode they seen Africa as well. Stan had nothing to do with here. Tenny is still AWOL. I still don't know what the hell happened to Tenny. What happened to Tenny? He still has disappeared into thin air. He's not even in the background anywhere. What happened to Tenny? I guess he really did die. For real this time. You bastard. Like, he's nowhere to be found. Not even in the background, like you see him in the background staring or anything. Stan has nothing to do here. Randy, no, did I say Randy is Kyle's dad? Randy is Stan's dad. Sorry, my mind is messing up. What was Kyle's dad's name? Sorry I confused people. Yeah, Randy is Stan's dad's name. He's not in this episode. Or at least, not that I can remember. What's Kyle's dad's name? Gerald or... Might have been Gerald? So sorry, see, even I'm screwing up. Fuck. So no, I don't mean Randy. It was Kyle's dad's. He's the one with the trolls. He's the one who's StanCon 42. He's the one that... I know I screwed up. I'll keep it in. It fits. It fits because the whole damn thing was a screw up. On their part, Trey Parker and Matt Stone's part. You assume one thing, it bit you on the ass. And now the story just jettisoned itself onto the toilet. I would say I'm not a fan of this season. I would gladly continue if Edward wants me to. It's up to you if he wants to request those. Be my guest. But yeah, this season sucks. There's potential in the early parts of the season, but yeah, to me, this is one of the weakest seasons of South Park I have ever seen. One of the weakest seasons. Again, I almost want to punch myself in the face for saying, oh, it'd be kind of cool to see him do continuity on South Park. Because now that they do it, you get this crap. Really, when I say continuity, I meant, like, you know, at least a couple things. Like the whole Kenny, he can't die, and it's this, like, power he has. And, like, that be a continuing thing. Like, with characters. Like, okay, I like the... In an earlier episode in the season, Butters is still kind of boyfriend, girlfriend with the girl from Canada that was in a previous episode from, I forget which season it was. Like, okay, that continuity I like, but this, the continuous one story, I think the story just sucks. The member berries are a fun idea, but I don't think for the longevity of a whole season they were strong enough. I think they worked well for like an episode or two. The whole, like, Mr. Garrison is with, was it Caitlyn Jenner or whatever? That just got old quick. It almost seems like the creators, they realize it, so, well, she gotta be here because we wrote her in there. I forget who, I think it was whoever the hell Jenner, whichever Jenner was. Can't remember which. But yeah, some bitch, man. Some bitch. Babe Butters coming in to give me a few chuckles. Even though his 180 just came out of fucking nowhere, but... anyway, it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.